Yeah, yeah. Oh, I know what you mean, Steve. Best thing I found is get some lube, put it on them 2 fingers, and if you keep sticking it in, I find that works, me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely, mate. It's a big problem with them Bush DVD players, but it will get the DVD out eventually. Wicked, wicked. Jungle is massive. Hello, Kev Ashford here for the United Stand. And this weekend we face the Rent Boys, Chelsea. Looking forward to it because on the back of 2 good performances against Derby in the FA Cup, and we also beat Stoke, which on paper I thought was actually going to be a tricky game, but the way it panned out, thought United absolutely dominated them, played some really good football and scored some really good goals. Martial in the mix, I think he's been the main man the last 2 games, which brings me on to my next point. The comedian, the clown, Fellaini. Now don't get me wrong, he had an alright game against Stoke, but the comments in the week that he come out with after the Derby game saying that Martial needs to improve. Seriously, man, what is this man after? He should be on the stage. He could be a stand-up comedian, this Fellaini. He certainly looks like one, and he plays football like one, so maybe he's giving it a good crack. It makes you realise why Fellaini gets picked in that team, because he talks so much shite, bit like Van Gaal, so maybe that's what Van Gaal likes about him and keeps picking him. The weekend is going to be interesting. Reports this week come out that John Terry is not going to be offered a new contract. Big shout out to JT. I was in Moscow in 2008. It provided me with one of the best moments of my life when he went up to take that penalty. Within a split second, it went from being the worst night and the most expensive day trip ever to being one of the best of highlights of my life. And obviously to see a grown man cry, you just cannot beat that. Brilliant stuff. And I think the Premier League and all the other footballers' wives, it just makes it a safer place once he retires, or whether he goes to China or LA, where he goes. At least the footballers' wives and girlfriends are going to be safe now, because JT, it looks like he's going. Anyway, Chelsea, big game. It's just typical, innit, that by the time we faced them just before Christmas, they've found a bit of form. Everyone else took points off them when they were shit at the start of the season. And now they've found a bit of form. I think they're unbeaten in 10, maybe 11 games. And they seem to be playing a bit better. But like I say, it's typical that by the time we got round to playing them, that they'd sorted sorted stuff out, really. And they're starting to play. They're not playing like champions. They're not playing anywhere near where they played last season. So we will have to see. As I always say, I never make a prediction, but I am looking forward to it. And Van Gaal seems to be picking the same team more or less every week now, which obviously means that Fellaini will play. To be honest, it's not affecting me anymore, because I just come to expect it. I don't get angry about it. I don't spit me dummy out. I go along, watch the match, and the last 2 games I've been happy with what I've seen. A bit of progress. I'm certainly not going to start climbing up aboard the Van Gaal bandwagon and saying everything's alright, but yeah, I think Sunday will be a big game, because if we can take 3 points of it, it's a huge statement. We really need to put a run together now where we start winning games, because all the other teams around us are picking points up every week. We've just got to hope we pick up points and somebody drops points and take advantage of it. Yeah, anyway, Sunday, Manchester United against the Rent Boys. I really do think we're going to win this, and I'm not getting carried away with beating Derby and Stoke. I think United will be up for this. Van Gaal will approach it cautiously, and Martial is the man to be feared. Let him get running at John Terry and them old legs. Let him get running at that back 4 and terrorise him like he has the last 2 games we played. As always, anyway, come on, United!